Okay, we're back with another episode of High Rated Edison, and today we have Manu Collections on 1087 rating versus Apocalypse Shiv on 755 rating. So Manu quite high rated, that's a top 100 score I believe, and then Shiv not particularly high rated, but they are on something cool, so we're going to feature it here. They're on zombies. So opening hands are Mizuki, 2 copies of The Wrong Art of Mystical Tomato, Trap Stun, Book of Life, and then they're going up against Gilman, Stratos, Gardener, Card Trooper, Caius, and Diva. So this is some kind of dark hero Diva deck by the looks of things. Going to start with the Stratos for Prodigy. Yeah, kind of foreshadows a Monarch in hand, but it's a really good card to take there. Pick up for turn is going to be Goblin Zombie. Set is going to be a Mystic Tomato. Pass, draw into the Miracle Fusion. Going to tribute the Stratos for the Caius, get rid of the Mystical Tomato, get in for 24 plus the 1000 effect damage. Draw for turn is Book of Life now. Going to set the other Tomato, set the Trap Stun and pass. Draw for turn is Heavy Storm. Yeah, they could just 1-for-1 heavy here and try and really get their opponent low. They are going to. Diva coming out now. Diva for Diva. Yeah, Dark End, and this one's over, right? Yeah, yeah, Dark End and an Ab-Zero that was going to be 3k was more than enough for game. Nice, very quick, very clean line for Manu there. Okay, so game 2, Zombies is going to get to go first. Opening hands are Caius, Wind Blast, Compulse, Malicious, and Dust Shoot. Kept Dust Shooting going second. I think that's interesting, but then Zombies has a lot of Recruiters, so it does make sense. They normally replenish their hand anyway. Mind Con, 2 Caius, Lone Fire, Creature Swap, and Pyramid Turtle this side as well. So they're going to start with Lone Fire for Tomato. Pass, draws into Compulse. Okay, this hand's a bit awkward, but I think it's just Wind Blast, Dust Shoot down, right? Yeah, because then you can Wind Blast, get rid of a Malicious, and then maybe have a Caius play off the back of that. Okay, pick up a turn. This side is E-Telly. Interesting. Playing some synchros in there as well. Going in with the Tomato now. They're going to set the Turtle. Turtle is going to get sent back. Yeah, and unfortunately they brought it to hand first, so they've had to reveal it to top deck it, meaning that Manu now knows what it is, even though they wouldn't have known previously. But they did get to discard the Malicious for a Caius, which is pretty good. Oh, picks up another Caius. This hand is not great. I mean, it works right now, but long term it's not great. So we're going to Mali for Mali, then we're going to Tribute for Caius, banish the Mystical Tomato, and then get in for another 24 plus the 1000 effect damage, set one of the Compulses and pass. Draw for turn is Pyramid Turtle. Now Trap Dust, you're going to get rid of it, yeah, after they put it to the top of the deck. This is what I mean, they could, because they saw it, they can now strategically Trap Dust Shoot when it's been added to hand if they don't want to see another Recruiter in the hand. Going to E-Telly now. E-Telly out for Krebons. This is really good. Yeah, Mind Control now. Going to have to Compulse their own Caius back. That, yeah, would you do that? Or would you just Compulse the, yeah, if you Compulse the Krebons back, then they're just going to be able to normal summon it. They haven't normal summoned this turn. Yeah, that just feels like you had to do that. Okay, so going to set the Creature Swap, going to Tribute someone for the Caius, banish the Creature Swap. Yeah, getting for 24. I think if you see this in your Manu, you know their hand is pretty weak, right? Because they've just had to, instead of just letting the Krebons die from E-Telly, they've had to banish another card in hand just to get a 24 beta to stick. That doesn't feel good. Okay, draw for turn is Diva. Diva is interesting. Yeah, so Diva coming down now. Gilman coming out. This is going to make Magical Android. Gaining and... Oh, okay. Okay, they're going to go battle phase. Yeah, this feels wrong as well. You're holding Compulse, and you've just seen that your opponent's pretty down bad if they've just had to, you know, banish one of their cards from hand just to set up a 24 beater. Yeah, I think I'd have rather kept the android, set the Compulse for the attack, gain the life, and just kept my monster on field. And now you're risking not drawing anything to make this hand playable from now, with nothing on field. Okay, gonna set the Compulse now. Draws pulling the rug, sets pulling the rug, draws Gauze, passes, draws a Lure. Gonna Lure now for creature swap Mizuki. That's pretty good. Mizuki coming down now. 17 in. Gonna pass, pick up return there is return. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened there. So Manny just randomly banished Miracle Fusion. Sets the return. Passes, picks up Gauze. 17. Yep. Yeah, it's funny actually because Miracle Fusion wouldn't have even been live. Oh no, it would have been live. Sorry, they've got a Malicious still engraved. Okay, wow, that would have been a huge card to pick up, and they've just had to shuffle it away. They got the Rotor though, so that's not bad. Rotor grab Stratos. Yeah, Stratos is a good answer here. Stratos come down. He's going to get met with pulling the rug. Yeah. Yeah, they're going to have to pass. Okay. Yeah, Pyramid Tail coming out now. Okay. Yeah. Going to return one of the Manus. Wow, Manu is really making Shiv work for this. Going to get in. Get in with the Mizuki that's going to get compulsed back. And pass. Live another turn. Draws a Mirror Force. Okay. Sets the Mirror Force. Mizuki now. Turtle. Okay. Going, running straight into that Mirror Force. Set his traps done now. Yeah, there was no need to do that. There was no need to summon out the card. You could have just played into it. Set the TT. Oh, okay. Yeah, they've drawn Zombie Master now, so this one's over. So Mizuki, bring out Pyramid Turtle. Get in after the trap stun's gone off. Yeah, nice. Okay, nice and clean. Eventually, Shiv got there. But Manu did make him work for it. Okay, game 3. So opening hands, 2 copies of Creature Swap, Caius, Krebons, and Zombie Master. Greffa, Crow, nice. Necro, Caius, Dust Shoot, Diva. Wow, what a hand. And they've even got a good discard for Greffa. Wow, okay. This is going to be rough. So, yeah, they're going to Greffa, pitch the Necro, dump the Mali, set the Dust Shoot, and pass. Okay, they're going to let them get to main phase 1, summon the Sangan. Creature swap it now. Choosing to... Okay, this is weird. Choosing to trap Dust Shoot now. Yeah, I think you either... Yeah, I think if your plan is to play around the recruiters, you either trap Dust Shoot, like, when... You either trap Dust Shoot when they've added from a recruiter, or you trap Dust Shoot at the start of the turn to stop the recruiter coming down. You don't trap Dust Shoot after your monsters get creature swapped. But maybe Manu's got some long-term goal for it. Going to put the Caius back now. Then they're going to get in for some damage with the Greffa. Add Goblin Zombie off the Sangan. Pass turn, draw for tennis Diva. That's a little bit unfortunate. Okay. So, Mali going off now. Mali for Mali. Diva coming out. Diva for Gilman. Yeah, this is nice. And then Thought Ruler now. Okay, Thought Ruler's cool. Yeah, they're going to get in now. Gain the life points. And then Gilman in for 17. This is nice. This is good. I like the Thought Ruler at the minute. I'm guessing they've got some intention behind the choice. Creature swap doesn't target because you choose it, but I'm assuming they're thinking of something else. And I'm not too sure what. Zombie Master coming down now. Maybe they just wanted the life points. They're going to E-Telly out the Krebons. Going to use both of those to go into a Goyo. Battle phase. Going to use the Necro Gardener to avoid that. Yeah, I think you have to. I think you absolutely have to. Pick up for turn though is going to be Caius. Yeah, this one looks over. Okay, let's not game this turn though. So 24 and 27. Yeah, it's funny if this was a what, Colossal Fighter, it would have been enough. Okay, pick up for turn there is Caius. And Shiv is just going to scoop. Yeah, there's not a whole lot they can do here. What can they do? They can creature swap they can put the Goblin Zombie up, creature swap for the Thought Ruler. Then they could potentially beat over the Goblin Zombie. They do get to keep the Thought Ruler that way. Yeah. Oh, sorry, they wouldn't get to choose. Sorry, on creature swap. Yeah, that's right, you don't get to choose. Sorry, it's been ages since I've read this card. So they would Goblin Zombie creature swap. Creature swap would give them Caius. They'd run into the Goblin Zombie, and I guess they just can't play from there, can they? Yeah. Okay. I think that's a fine concession. They're only at 200 life points, and yeah, even if they creature swap off, the difference between the two monsters is big enough to mean that they'll lose this turn. Okay. Well, cool game. This Dark Diva hero deck is really cool. I like seeing it. I like seeing it played by, you know, high-rated people like Manu, people that got a good handle on it. Just seeing all the different lines they see and all the different variants of how they want to play out the hand. They were a bit unfortunate last game. They couldn't really draw out of, you know, a 4-card hand that wasn't really doing anything, which was a bit unfortunate at one point. But yeah, played really well. I think the only play I would call out from Manu is just the crashing of the Android. I just don't think that was worth it. But you know, I think they played exceptionally apart from that. This side, yeah, I mean, this zombie deck is really cool. I really want to see like zombie or zombie synchro do well. It feels like a deck that's like got all the cards there. They're just limited, or you know, not being played in the right ratios, and because of that, it's just lacking in a bit of consistency. So you do see hands like this, and then you see like this build goes really like high with the recruiters and the creature swap stuff, which I think is cool, but ultimately I don't think is the best variant you could be playing. I think there's another variant that's a bit faster out there somewhere that's yet to be kind of discovered or optimized at least. I think it's really cool to see zombies doing things at the kind of mid-high ratings. Shiv is still quite high rated, and they've definitely been higher before with this deck. So I think it's always good to see it, but unfortunately not really able to show out what it can do here. Krebon's E-Telly stuff is pretty cool. I like this. I like seeing this. Krebon's itself can be a bit of a wall. You know, if you can keep taking the damage, let it absorb the attacks, then you can kind of like go off next turn with whatever your normal summon is then. So I think that's really interesting, but not able to get it done this time, unfortunately, against quite a good player on quite a strong, you know, rising deck. Definitely rising in popularity. I'm sure we'll see this Dark Diva hero deck, you know, really at top tables of big tournaments in future, because it is just so cool, so consistent, and you're playing a lot of bombs in it that are really fun to see and play in Edison. You know, it's got all of the good Edison cards basically, and it's just a load of different engines that are able to help facilitate access to those good cards. It's really cool to see it. Unfortunately, zombies couldn't get it done this time, but we'll try and find another zombie matchup and feature it again.